They're sounds that have become part of our national identity. The Bee Gees' disco hit Stayin' Alive, indeed staying alive after it was added to the National Film and Sound Archive's 2022 Sounds of Australia catalogue.
Those sounds that are really important to us, and it covers all of the people who make up this fantastic, culturally diverse melting pot that is Australia.
The 9 other chosen audio recordings for this year include Radio Redfern's coverage of the bicentennial protests on January 26, 1988, where more than 40,000 marched.
The march is for peace and freedom, justice and hope.
Community radio gives you the opportunity to listen to the voices as they were then, completely unfiltered. It's who we are, who we were, and where we're going as well.
To qualify for the archives, the recordings have to be more than 10 years old, moments that have stood the test of time.
I will not be lectured about sexism and misogyny by this man. I will not.
It's those pieces of our recorded sound history that not only sum up the moment, but have a lasting impact. 10 years later, we're still talking about it.
Many music moments come and go, but this banger sits proudly in our cultural landscape.
In come the dollars and in come the cents to replace the pounds and the shillings and the pence.
Alongside the first recording by an Aussie artist to sell more than 1 million copies in the USA. Yep, you guessed it. Okay, maybe you didn't guess it. It's the 1973 rock rendition of the Lord's Prayer by South Australian nun, Sister Janet Mead.
Obviously, everyone knew the words to it. There was a real appetite within rock and pop music for spirituality, and I think she hit that real sweet spot.
But the audio entering the archives that has had the biggest impact on Aussie culture?
The word iconic gets used a lot.
It was once voted the world's most recognisable TV theme tune. In February, it soared to #1 on the iTunes charts. It was declared dead and then came back to life. The original 1985 Neighbours theme tune, immortalised forever as a sound of Australia.
That's when good neighbours become good friends.
Oh, it's in my head already.
I'm so glad they went with the original too.
Yeah.
Yes, the subsequent ones, no.
Yes.
No.
It's true.
Yes.
Why do they do that? Why do they always think they've got to rejig things that were working perfectly?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It never happened.
What would that be? To me, now I know that it may not fit every single criteria that they had to work with, but the sound of Australia to me is just every single time you go to the beach and the sand's too hot.
Oh, no.
Not that. It's the sound that the sand makes. You know when you like...
the squeaky, squeak, squeak.
Yeah.
What about the swearing?
The swearing too. That could be added
Very
to it.
Australian.
Yeah, I think that works.
What do they actually do? They just put it in an area in the library?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I guess they preserve it, so they will always be there.
For aliens?
Or for interested Australians.
Well,
if you think they're the same thing, I don't know.
Sometimes if you watch an old doco about Australia, you realise that we actually spoke very differently then.
Yes.
Like, we
Totally.
sound different and we also look different. Mate, in the 70s at the cricket, we were so cool.
Yeah.
So cool when we didn't care about skin cancer.
Yeah.
Weren't we?
But now,
You
we're
know.
prettier.
Swings and roundabouts, eh?
The sound of the kookaburra is my sound.
Oh, that's very good.
Oh, that's
Very
pretty good as
Well
well.
done.